Okay, welcome back to Green Iron TV. Next on the workbench, we're going to continue working on models here for a little bit of the cold weather. And next we're going to jump into ICM's AH-G1 Cobra in 1/35th scale. So really cool to have some 1/35th scale helicopters coming out, especially in a Cobra. This is one of the first 1/35th scale Cobras. They've had them in a lot of the other scales, and they've been close at 1/32nd scale for years on some stuff, but this is the first 1/35th, which will actually tie in with the rest of all my stuff. So, beautiful boxed piece. I've been doing a little bit of research and so forth on, what bird I want to kind of do. And after reading Hugh Mills's Low Level Hell about helicopter pilots, pink teams, the Loaches and the Cobras working together. I wanted to build one from what they called the quarter horse or quarter cav. And so I did some research, pulling out some stuffs of some of the ones that were used in that outfit. And so we're going to replicate one of these. We're going to do a little bit of kit bashing on some of the decaling. The Black Horse is a decal that I'm going to have to rob from another type of kit. But more than likely, we're going to end up going with this facial pattern, which is very close to the decal set that comes here. So we're going to use these as references and probably do armaments about the same as this one. So I do have some of the old from the Loach setups and so forth. So I have a set of aftermarket decals for the Loach, and there was the quarter cav pennants and the horses. So we'll be able to take those out of this set and use them with this helicopter. So let's get into what's inside the box. And this is a nice heavy box. Packaged really well to keep it nice and safe. All right, and so we got a nice big manual with lots of detail and call outs for all the different parts. Different options on how to arm it and build all the armaments. Tons of color pictures on markings for the decals that are with it. Like I said, we are going to venture off and we are not going to mark exactly like this unit or like the decals provide, although they are a really, really nice decal set. Some nice gauge clusters and stuff like that. So we're going to use the gauge clusters, a lot of all the little warning stuff, some markings. We are probably going to use the one set of shark's teeth because that is, like I said, a similar set to the ones we have, or the one in the picture. So we'll be able to use that. Molded in gray. You have quite a few sprues. One clear sprue for your canopies. And it is a multi-part canopy with the center and each side hatch. That way you can pose with the canopy either in the open or closed positions. It's a beautiful fuselage with some really nice panel details. So that should all turn out really good. There are multiple pieces in this kit. This is the late production kit. So there are skids for either the late production and the early production. There's rotor blades for late and early, and there's the different tail sections for late and early. So should build into a really nice kit. There's 2 sprues here of all the armaments, so that we can build a variety of different armaments for this chopper. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to get started on this 135th Cobra. Okay, first things first with this is we're going to be working on the cockpit. So I've gone ahead, built some of the sub-assemblies here. So that we have them pre-built, makes this a little quicker to go. Pre-built the seats, instrument panel. So we're just going to be putting the cockpit together. Alrighty, that's got our cockpit all built. So next we'll move on, we'll prime it, paint it, and paint all the details so that we can get it sealed up inside. Okay, moving on, we've noticed an error. So we're working on this piece right here. And so these 4 pieces is D39s and D40s. But when you get to the actual sprues, these are listed as D41 and 42. So that is a note you'll want to make so that you can make sure you grab the right pieces. Okay. We've got our first batch of little sub-assemblies ready for some paint. This is all pieces that are going to be closed up inside the body shells. So we want to get these primed, painted, and that way we can get them sealed inside the body shells and continue on. Okay, we've gone ahead, got the motor all built, installed in this half of the chopper fuselage. So we're about ready to close up the fuselage, but beforehand we're going to go ahead and we're going to paint a little bit in here. And looking at a lot of reference pictures, I know I see a lot of modelers seem to paint this all yellow on the inside, but looking at actual pictures, it seems to be the chromate green. That was painted on the insides of a lot of military vehicles. So I'm going to do mine in chromate green, mainly just up here around the top, where when you're looking down in past, you'll be able to see in there. But you can model this with the engine cover open or closed, or actually this is the transmission cover. So you can model it either way. This transmission's not very detailed, not that spectacular. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to close it all up, but just in the spots where we'll be able to look through and see, we're going to go ahead and put some of that chromate green on the backside in there to be able to just in case if you peek down in, you can see it. So. Okay, like I said, we don't need to go too crazy. We just want to be able so that if you're looking down through it, you would see that green. So nothing too crazy. Okay, now we can go about closing up these main halves. And one of the nice things is because of this design, we'll be able to load the cockpit through the front and not have to worry about it. All right, pretty nice seams. You'll be able to do just a little bit of cleanup and get those all looking good. We'll still be flexible enough here to be able to slide our cockpit right on in. So we still have to do some, after we've primed, we still got to paint and detail the cockpit. I am waiting on a set of seat belts because this kit does not come with seat belts for the cockpit, so I ordered a set the other day, and hopefully they'll be here in a day or so, and we'll be able to finish out that cockpit, and then we can close up all of this here. All right, we're gonna put this belly pan on. Okay, we're going to have one little seam to fill. Not too terribly bad. The rest of it all fits pretty good. So we'll do a little putty work. Put just a little bit in that, fill that seam. Nice. All right, we have fuselage all sealed up. Got that one seam filled and sanded. Next we want to be able to get the rest of the fuselage all closed in. As you can see, I did put the engine hatches on because, like I said, I didn't like the detail that was underneath there, so we're going to model it with the hatches closed. To get this thing finished, closed up, we need to get the cockpit finished up, and so that's going to require doing some detail painting and what we've been waiting on, set of seat belts. So we have a set of photo etched seat belts that we're going to be able to put in there, and that will cap this vehicle off, make it look real good. Like I said, I was a little disappointed that there weren't any seat belts included in this kit, especially for the price. This is a rather pricey kit. It's a fairly detailed kit, and I would have kind of expected to have something decent like some seat belts in there. So that's what we're going to work next. We're going to get this cockpit all detailed, paint it up, and get our seat belts installed. Okay, we got a lot of the details painted, so let's go ahead and we're going to get our instrument decals all laid out. We'll get those on. We're going to use a little bit of that micro set. We're going to put some dabs along our dashboard there. Okay, we'll let those gauges kind of set up and put our seat belts in. That'll kind of finish off our cockpit, and should look good when it's stuffed in the bird. Give it a real good good look. Okay, let's go ahead and get our seat belts in. So we've pre-assembled this side. We're gonna get a little glue on, and we're gonna tuck the side down in. Once that glue dries on these two sets of belts, then we can fold them over and into the seat. So we'll do the same with the other side. Okay, we'll give a couple spritzes of accelerant. That'll help that glue dry real quick, and then we can fold those down and into position. Okay, now we'll carefully bend these seat belts in. Okay, that'll give a nice look, like their seat belts. So. Okay, now let's get this cockpit fully closed in here. Next, we'll get the skids and the side wings on, a few of the little detail pieces, and then we'll be masking off the canopy or the cockpit, and we'll be ready to at least get the main fuselage into primer. Okay, we got our stub wings built. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to get those installed. And then our landing skids. Make sure our skids are set nice and level. Alright, so we'll let that harden up, and then we'll put a few of the small details left on, and we'll get this main fuselage taped off and in primer. Okay, all closed up, masked off, and I've went ahead, built my armaments, and I think I'm actually going to go ahead and hang those on the chopper before we do our priming. That way we got a good sealed joint on them. They're attached real good, and you know, they'll look good once we get them primed up, and then they'll be pretty easy to put a little trim paint on. Okay folks, we've got our AH-G1 all done up in primer, looking pretty good. So we're gonna go ahead and call it an episode there. So if you like the work we've been doing here on the helicopter, go ahead, stick around for episode 2, where we're gonna get into paint and finish details and get this bird looking good. So like always, please give us a like, leave a comment, and if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. We appreciate every little bit from everyone. And if you have a chance, check out the link down below. Check out our merch store. Check out all the cool green iron stuff we have. T-shirts, sweatshirts, hats, stickers, all kinds of cool swag in the Green Iron Merchant store. So thanks a lot, and you folks have a great afternoon.